We cannot thank you enough, mortal. You have saved our land from certain doom, and banished the evil spirit that plagued this world. It is a pity you must leave us. You have proven yourself to be worthy of our service. So before we return to you to your home realm, allow us to return the favor. Name whatever wish you desire, and we shall grant it.
I wish that everyone who perished from the snap were brought back to life.
Very well, so you have wished it, and so it shall be.
Huh? What?
Huh?
Oh my god, it worked! Guys, you're back! You're really back!
What the... Jersey, is that you?
What's with the armor?
What? Oh, it's a long story, and there's not enough time to explain it. All you need to know is that I went on a long journey to bring you guys back to life, and...
Wait, you brought us back to life?
Yes.
Why?
What's the matter? I thought you guys would be happy to be not trapped in the Shadow Realm anymore.
We escaped from the Shadow Realm, Jersey.
You did?
Yes, we did. We were in heaven now. I was learning wrestling techniques from Macho Man Randy Savage, The Ultimate Warrior, Eddie Guerrero, Roddy Piper, Andre the Giant, and all the rest of the dead WWE superstars out there.
I finally had a healthy body that made me look like an Adonis.
I was walking and talking with God, and he was about to tell me the meaning of life, Jersey! The meaning of life!
Oh, come on, guys. I worked really hard to bring you back. Is it really all that terrible?
Well, God did say it wasn't our time yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, what happened to Anthony?
He became a writer in heaven and released his first best-selling book called All About the Mungas.
Is it any good?
Yeah, it actually was.
Yeah. So, what exactly have we missed since we've been gone?
Well, a couple of Marvel movies came out that I've been meaning to catch up in preparation for Avengers Endgame. Want to watch with me?
Avengers
Endgame?
Endgame?
Yep.
Oh, we are so in.
Any movies that came out before Endgame?
Let's see. The first one is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, I love it! I love the first Ant-Man movie.
All right, then, let's see it. One screening later.
Oh, man, that was a fun movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
To be fair, it wasn't as good as the first one, but this one is definitely entertaining in its own right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair.
What's next, Jers?
The next one is... Captain Marvel.
Oh.
That me?
This is an unexpected choice.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested to see how she fits in the MCU since not a lot of people know about her.
Well, if Marvel can get unknown characters like the Guardians of the Galaxy right, I'm sure Captain Marvel would be a no-brainer. Another screening later.
I have several questions.
How the hell did the Tesseract get into space without S.H.I.E.L.D. knowing about it?
Forget the Tesseract. Why were the Skrulls portrayed as sympathetic refugees?
Out of all the ways Nick Fury could have lost his eye, they went with a cat. Really? Really?
My God, I can't believe this.
You brought us back for this, Jersey?
Hey, come on, guys. We still have Avengers Endgame to see. It can't be that bad, right?
It better not, for your sake. One final screening later. Okay, Jersey, you're right. I'm actually impressed. Way to go.
Yeah, I'm actually relieved and pretty happy after what happened with the last film.
Yeah, you did good this time, Jersey. You did good this time.
Oh, man, that was a close one.
Anyway, Jersey, just to let you know, when we escaped the Shadow Realm, I had to do some desperate things. I had to kill Sean with a fairy-type Pokemon. I was that desperate.
Oh, Jesus.
He may have lost the fight, but he was reunited with the Pokemon in heaven.
Anyways, let's get into the podcast. So you know me as Mark. We got Nathaniel. We got Brian. And we got the skunk stash in Notre Dame, Jersey.
Okay, let's do it.
So we are now going to talk about our review for Avengers Endgame. And we don't really have enough time, so I'm going to go to the plot as quickly as possible. So anyways, the beginning of the movie opens up with Hawkeye and his family. And they're like having a barbecue, and his wife asks for if he wants any hot dogs, and then like
It's basically the spitting image of the Atomic Family.
Yep. And he's teaching his daughter how to shoot an arrow, but then, like, as he's gonna get his food, they end up disappearing, thanks to Thanos.
Yep.
I gotta say, I liked how in the beginning how quiet it really was. It's like any smart viewer would know, like, the snap is happening, so it makes it.
Well, of course you liked it, Jersey. It was what you've always dreamed of, the rapture.
Anyways, the logo shows up. It shows Nebula and Tony in space, and Tony basically says that he doesn't have a lot long to live because he gonna die.
I heard that notification, Jersey.
No, that was me.
Yeah, that was Brian.
Okay.
Anyways,
No.
so Tony is like gonna die in space, and he like leaves a message for Pepper, but all of a sudden he sees this bright light, and like you think it's the sun, but it comes closer, and it happens to be everybody's favorite superhero. Everybody,
According to
Palm Striker.
God damn! Stop bringing him up.
God damn it.
Okay,
Can we skip the synopsis? Anybody who's
To
listening
be fair,
to this has
he would
seen
be
the
an
movie.
improvement.
Yeah.
okay, it wasn't Palm Striker. It was Captain Marvel.
Yep.
Can we like skip the synopsis? Let's face it. Anybody who's listening to this has pretty much seen the movie. Like, let's just go down like what worked and didn't at different points, like as we go through the movie.
Ah, yes.
Like we're on Captain Marvel. Okay, let's actually discuss Captain Marvel entirely. Captain Marvel was, quite frankly,
A throwaway.
yeah, she was superfluous. You can cut her scenes and miss nothing.
She
Yeah.
was the self-insert OC character you would read about in a fanfic.
Kind of reminds me of the meme where you see Captain Marvel says, "Well, looks like my job here is done."
Yeah, I mean that's basically what she was. She was that meme of looks like my job here is done. You didn't do anything,
Yeah.
didn't I?
Yeah. So
And you want to know what? I actually think that this movie could have done with one more scene of her. I think there should have been a scene at the very end where she's talking to, let's say, Rhodey during the funeral, saying, you know, kind of a bit humbling, saying, "You were right. I didn't know what I was getting myself into with fighting Thanos," or something. It doesn't have to be that humbling, but just kind of her realizing that it's like, yeah, I was kind of being a bit of a dick, because that's something that's been pointed out in every scene that she's in. She is
Unlikable.
no, here's the thing. Her character is basically Tommy Lee Jones' character in No Guns for Old Men.
Oh.
She is every uptight staff sergeant that you see in a military movie. The problem is she, to us really, doesn't really have the rank and experience that you initially believe that character to have.
Well, she did, but she was off-screen throughout the majority of the films.
yeah.
Yeah, like when you see an army character, you know, that uptight army character, that army general who's just very old and kind of grizzled, you know, you immediately assume right off the bat, okay, this guy's kind of grizzled from decades upon decades of war experience. That doesn't come across as that's the reason for Captain Marvel being the way she is in this movie, even though I think that's what they were trying to go for.
I think because like in the comics, she's even kind of like that too, right? Once,
In the modern
once
day.
She, yeah, once
In
she,
the modern day
comics,
once
she's
she
like that.
once she became Captain Marvel, she's like that. But like she wasn't really like that as Ms. Marvel, right?
Yeah, but like I said, I think it's a case of I get the type of character they're trying to go for, but the problem is without us seeing that they actually have that established rank of responsibility in some kind of actual army, it just comes across as them being uppity and condescending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know you didn't want me to do the synopsis, but I kind of had some jokes that I wanted to do during the said synopsis.
Well, you can do those when we get to those parts. Like, here's a good example. I think Captain Marvel's attitude would actually come off better if when she appeared, she showed up with some Kree and, like, they referred to her, like, as Captain. Like, then her attitude actually makes a bit more sense.
So once she saves Tony, they go back to the Avengers headquarters, and then like Tony's like all like beat up.
He's very sickly.
Yes,
malnourished.
Yes, and he said that he lost Spidey and is worried about that. And then like him and Cap get into it,
which is a good scene.
Yes.
Yep.
And then like it's ruined by Captain Marvel when they say, "Where were you? Oh, there's other planets you don't know about." She said it all bitchy like.
Well, again, that goes back to what I was saying of. The problem is she's supposed to come off as this experienced commander, but we don't actually see what she's actually commanding.
Yeah, and in real life, she's actually a bitch.
Yeah,
but we're not.
Which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, but let's skip that.
Let's leave the actress out of this.
All right.
All right. So
let's just let the movie stand or fall on its own without going into the actors.
Yeah.
So, anyways, they find out that from Nebula and Rocket that Thanos is at this planet where he teleported to basically retire and become a farmer.
Old McThanos had a farm,
E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm he had some.
And on this farm he had an Infinity Stone, E-I-E-I-O. With a Soul Stone here and a Mind Stone there.
All right. So, anyways, they decide to go to the planet, and then like
they go to the planet, they ambush him,
they just ransack his
home. Ransack and go all out.
They cut his hand off, and they find out that the stones are missing, and he says that he used the stones to destroy them.
He snapped a second time to destroy the stones.
Yeah.
I have several questions.
Well, anyways, he says that you should be thankful. I've done a favor for the universe. I am inevitable. But then Thor does it. He finally aims for the nuts, the big fat nuts.
Well, no, I'm not letting that go. Let's discuss how does that work? How do you destroy the Infinity Stones when they are supposed to be so integral to the
fabric of the universe?
Fabric of reality?
Yeah.
We're going to get into this later.
Because stakes. Because comic book storylines. Because stakes.
Yeah, we're going to get into this later, but anyways, I think this is our first...
I do really feel bad for the dude. All he was trying to do was make some soup.
Anyways, Thor doesn't go for the nuts. He goes for the head. And so, yeah, that's the end of the movie. What do you guys think of it?
It was
great, way too short.
Okay, not really. 5 years later...
Well, hang on. I wanted to continue. Okay. We're going to get into it later, but I think the Infinity Stones being destroyed via a snap, I think that is the first example in this movie of story trumping what should be in-world logic.
Yeah. So anyways, 5 years later pass, and we see a rat go into a van, pushes a button, and out comes Ant-Man.
Well, fuck, man, Splinter got to get work somehow.
Yep.
He's looking for his sons.
He's the real hero of the story.
He really is.
Without that rat, we would not have been able to succeed.
Yep. Master Splinter saves the day again.
Yep. So anyways, Ant-Man's back because if you saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, he got trapped in the quantum realm, and Janet, Hank, and Hope ended up dying from the snap. So he's going all around he goes to the cemetery.
He goes to a memoriam for those who were snapped away, finds his name, and then goes to his home and sees his
daughter has aged.
Yeah.
They grow up so fast.
Yeah. And then he goes to the Avengers headquarters and then tells them about what happened.
He explains that only 5 months passed for him.
No, 5 hours.
5 hours.
5 hours. Yeah. Okay. Again,
you have several questions.
Yes, I have several questions again.
Oh boy!
Because again, I think this is another example of plot trumping logic. Because Hope, was trapped in the quantum realm for what was it, like a good 20 years, and she actually looks like she's actually aged that exact amount of time.
Yeah.
So how is it that Hank? Scott. I'm sorry,
Brian. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
Well, no, because this kind of becomes a reoccurring problem.
Let it go. I know it's hard.
So, anyways, they tell Scott about Thanos, and then they think that they should get Tony to help out, but Tony's already married now and has a daughter with Pepper. And then he says, I kind of think the whole time travel thing is... what's the word I'm thinking of? He
basically thinks time travel is impossible.
Yeah, Yeah, whatever. I can't think of a word. And then they're all like, well, we know someone else with a bigger brain, really bigger than mine, and it's Hulk. But, like, they just jumped straight to him in a diner, already merged with Banner. Like, there's no scene for that. Like, originally, there was a deleted scene for Infinity War where Shruti helps combine the mind of Banner with that of the Hulk's body.
Yeah. I didn't know that. But, I mean, you know, we might as well get into... So that this thing doesn't go on forever, character discussions as they become relevant kind of get shafted in this movie.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel really bad for you, Mark.
I know.
He gets one kind of cool scene, and that's when he later on when he uses the gauntlet later. But other than that, he doesn't do anything.
I know.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is something I discussed with you just out regularly. Hulk's character development, all of it is done off screen. None of it is done on screen.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Universal. Anyways.
Like every
Screw you, Universal.
Yep.
every
You
big
just couldn't let it go.
every big character jump for him happens off screen. Him and Widow are in a relationship. How did that happen?
Yeah.
It just exists. He can somewhat control the Hulk in Avengers. How did that happen? He can do it now. He's now an
He is
experienced
now
warrior.
He is
Yeah,
now a gladiatorial champion in an alien homeworld. How did he get there? Doesn't matter. Move on.
Yeah, what was the gladiator thing like? How did that change him? No idea.
Yeah.
He's now just combined with Banner. How did he do that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
Professor
off
Hulk.
screen.
Sorry.
Anyway, so Hulk, now merged with Banner, tells them that about the whole time travel thing, like saying, if you change the past, it does not affect their present, and any changes instead create branched alternate realities.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah,
confused
we're gonna
about
get to that at
Yeah.
the end.
Okay.
Yeah. Time travel is messy in
Yep.
comic books.
So
Time travel is never a good idea.
Yeah.
Except for Back to the Future, I thought that was pretty good.
Well,
Time travel
well,
is
yeah.
only good if your entire story is based on it.
Yeah. So anyways, Hulk and Rocket go to the new Asgard in Norway, and they see Thor, who's basically fat. He's turning to Anthony.
He's turned into the Big Lebowski.
Yeah, basically. And there's a scene where, like,
I was half expecting him to go, I am thy dude.
and then there's a scene with him where he's sitting there and he pulls the Al Bundy.
Yeah.
I-
So, did you
It
like
was-
this idea with Thor? Good, bad?
I actually thought it made sense, like, given how we see, like, Thor's arc throughout the stories, like, from the first four to last. I mean, the dude lost so much. He lost his mom, his girlfriend,
his
dad, his
adopted-
hammer, his whole
brother,
world.
his
Yeah.
whole
I'm-
world, half of his entire people.
I'm middle of the road. I don't mind this idea, but I feel that there was a better way to do it.
Same.
If I were to do it, I would have had, because of all the loss, he becomes basically insanely paranoid about keeping what little he has left safe. Like, I would have it that he goes kind of Namor, where he creates this new Asgard with what little population of his people is left, and he makes it a walled, he kind of goes Wakanda. He makes it a walled off city, and he's up like pretty much almost 24/7 trying to keep it safe from almost invisible threats. Like, he has just become paranoid about protecting what he has left, because you still get that idea of he's damaged, he's compensating because he's lost so much, he's kind of lost it. You still get that kind of trauma, but it becomes a more of he is dealing with it outwardly rather than inwardly.
Yeah, so anyways, like, even though Thor's, like, all fat now and, like, has a beard, the buddies from Ragnarok are there, like, Korg and Miek, and they're playing Fortnite.
Oh,
You-
God.
Yeah, you want to know...
I thought they
no,
died.
no.
That is how
you
low
wanna
he
know-
has sunk. He has sunk to the point of playing Fortnite with 8-year-olds.
Yeah, you want to know why
God
they
damn
put
it.
that? The Fortnite game in the movie is because I think
Because of the Infinity War tie-in?
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
promo deal.
Fuck
They got
that.
they got paid to put it in.
Nobody wants to see Thanos do the Fortnite dance. Nobody.
Anyway, so they get Thor back, and then we cut to Japan, where Hawkeye is now Ronin. He's more like a Punisher figure now because he lost his family.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he's literally Punisher now.
Yeah. So Black Widow ends up coming to him and convinces him to go back to the team. And so we cut to them going back in time, but before they do that, they test out the time travel aspects on Scott, who turns into a baby and then an old man, and he says, "I think I peed myself." I don't know if that was
typical
young me or
time
old me.
travel jokes.
Yeah.
Then Tony comes in and he's actually figured out the solution and how to do it.
Yeah, but
And
then Rhodey said, "Why don't we just kill baby Thanos?" And then they said it doesn't work that way. And then they said like the name of all the different time travel movies, and Scott says, "Wow, Back to the Future's bullshit."
It's very complicated. We would need to get a whiteboard in here just
we'll get to it when we get to the end. Trust me, we will get to that.
So, anyways,
Yeah, because Brian will.
so
not
the
let
team
this go.
is like split up. So Hulk,
All right.
Ant-Man, Cap, and Tony go to New York to get the Space Stone and the Mind Stone.
to get the space, mind, and time stone.
Yeah. So Banner goes to the Sanctum Sanctorum and goes to the Ancient One, and then she tells him kind of like the same thing he explained, but he said that if we take the stones and put them back in their original spot, it's like nothing happened.
Question. She mentioned that Doctor Strange was like performing an operation on the other side of the
Yeah.
city. And she went on saying, like, he will become the best of us all. If that is the case, then why did she deny teaching him magic when he asked for it?
I have several questions.
that one I do have an answer for. People have pointed out that it was her testing him and making sure he had the fortitude.
Yeah. I believe it.
But if she already knew, then
Well, just because you know someone is going to be great doesn't mean you don't still push them to become that.
Yeah.
okay.
And like she like punches the spirit out of him, and I thought Hulk was gonna like have a mind on his own and go on a rampage, but nope, didn't happen.
He does nothing
Yep.
throughout this movie.
Because like he even tries to blend in like with the other Hulk, but he's like, I don't really have it in me.
Oh, come on!
Yeah.
He's even worthless when it comes to, I know someone who's intelligent, because he doesn't actually succeed.
Yeah.
He screws it up.
Because with Banner, I feel like Professor Hulk is like one of the weakest interpretations of Hulk, even in the comics.
But even in the comics, Professor Hulk wasn't afraid to get physical.
Yeah, because he had the personality of Gray Hulk, mind of Banner, and strength of Green Hulk. So, anyways, when they go to get the Mind Stone, first they go to get the Space Stone, and then like there's a funny scene where they tell Pass Hulk, "Nope, you got to take the stairs." Sorry, he punches the wall. He's like,
You're forgetting the best part. We get to see the glory of America's ass.
Yep.
Even Cap says that's America's ass.
I did like the callback to a very
no,
infamous...
Cap didn't say that. Ant-Man did.
No, he did when he beat his past self. He said, "You know what?
That is America's ass.
Kind of like the pastime from the infamous comic where in the movie they had...
Oh, yeah.
The Hail Hydra.
I still
I
find
love that they worked that in.
I still find it hilarious that he actually got away with it, because you think Hydra agents would actually really believe that Captain America would be
So then we're gonna get the Space Stone. But
Oh no, my favorite joke is when he runs into his past self and he gets clobbered hard. His past self's like, "I can do this all day."
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. So
I know.
Anyways, when Tony and Ant-Man try to get the Space Stone, Hulk actually knocks Tony out because he was pissed at taking the stairs, and then Loki ends up taking the Space Stone, and we'll get into that later, like for the future of the MCU.
Yeah.
So anyways, they decide, okay, even though we don't have enough Pym particles to time travel, I know where we can get some and the Space Stone. They go to 1970s, and we see Stan Lee in his final cameo, unfortunately. God rest his soul.
Which, honestly, kind of a meh cameo.
Yeah.
Is
Kind of a meh cameo.
The one in Captain Marvel was honestly better.
Yep. So anyways, they go to the S.H.I.E.L.D. facility, and Tony meets his dad, and there's like a good moment there. And Cap kind of gets distracted on the mission because he sees a relative of Peggy Carter.
No, that was Peggy.
No, that was Peggy.
I thought it said on the office door, it said Margaret Peggy.
That's her real name.
Oh,
Her
really?
real name's
Yeah.
Margaret.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks.
Peggy,
Yeah,
Peggy is a nickname.
Oh, yeah. So he sees Peggy and gets distracted over the mission, but they end up getting the Space Stone eventually. And so...
There's also Thor and Raccoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thor and Rocket are off in Asgard
Oh,
trying to get the
wait.
realities.
But there's
no,
a-
not
yeah,
the realities.
it is the
Yeah,
reality.
reality
yeah.
stone.
Yeah, so anyways, there's a good Easter egg that they showed with Young Hank Pym where you see his actual Ant-Man helmet, the old school
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. And, so Rocket and Thor go to Asgard to get the reality stone. And there's like a good moment with like him and his mom saying, "Am I still worthy?" He just says yes. And then he gets
Yeah, he
Mjolnir
summons
back.
the hammer.
Yeah. And so,
That was actually a pretty touching moment.
yeah.
And poor Rocket had to do it himself.
Yep.
Had
I
to
feel
do the
like
job
I
himself.
feel like it went a little overboard with the comedy of Thor just wanting to go and get drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we now go to Nebula and Rhodey, who go to Morag to get the Power Stone from Star-Lord. But you know what? I just read something about this. That if that happens, that means the Guardians would have never formed.
But not if they put the stone back.
Well, yeah, they put everything back at the end.
Let's see.
Yeah.
So anyways, what happens to Nebula is that her cybernetics go crazy because of her past self.
Interfacing with her
Yeah.
present self.
And Thanos learns about his future and wants to undo it, and then captures present Nebula.
No, he doesn't want to undo it. He wants to make sure it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like to undo his death is what I'm trying to say. So anyways,
I don't think he even wants to undo his death. He doesn't really care if he dies afterward.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
doesn't want like everything like
He just doesn't
done
want
to-
his work undone.
Yeah. So anyways, he captures Nebula and sends the past one to the present. Meanwhile, Hawkeye and Black Widow are on Vormir, and then guess who they see? They see the fucking spook again! And he's all like, "Little Caesars are really headed out of the park this time. They got a pizza with nacho cheese for the sauce. Top with cheese fucking cheese on top of the nacho cheese."
Okay.
Okay.
But
Can
they
we-
didn't stop. No. They turned the crust into a pretzel. Truly, this is a divine gift. Okay, it was actually the Red Skull, and so he tells them that they got to sacrifice himself to get the Soul Stone. And apparently, what happens is that Black Widow dies.
Yep.
Originally, they wanted Hawkeye to do it.
Oh, I didn't
Which
know
would have
that.
made the most sense.
Yeah. I feel like her death is like their way of saying, "Oh, this is it. We're not doing sexy female superheroes anymore."
Well,
Yeah.
they also seem to have an aversion to redheads.
Yeah.
Like, let's see, Black Widow is dead. MJ is no longer a redhead. Oh god, there was.
What
one
about
other
Pepper?
kid.
She's a redhead.
Is she?
Yeah, Pepper's a
Forget if
redhead.
she's a redhead or okay.
Yep. They save Pepper, but they off Scarlet Witch.
So they
The,
got
the only redhead I can really think who has kind of a prominent role would probably be Gamora.
yeah.
Yeah. And she
So
has green
anyways,
skin.
they get the stones back, but they had to mourn Natasha's loss. And anyways, they use a Stark gauntlet, and then they say, "How are we going to do this? Like, we can't do it. The stones are too powerful." And then Hulk volunteers, and he says that the stones are actually made of gamma, which I called, by the way, because long story short, I saw this kid at McDonald's who had a figure of Hulk with these glowing hands, and I'm like, is he going World Breaker? Nope, doesn't happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, I saw you down the line. You're like, "Is he going World Breaker? Is he going World Breaker?" You were so hyped and so
Yep.
full of hope. I'm so sorry, man.
So, anyways, yeah, the power is kind of like too much for Hulk, but he does the snap to bring everybody back, but it fucks his arm up.
Yeah.
And also part of his face, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like up to about where the neck meets the chin, I
Yeah.
believe.
So, anyways, what happens is that Nebula uses the time machine to bring Thanos back to the present, where he destroys the compound, and basically what happens is that the Hulk is actually holding the island up. That was similar to what he did in Secret Wars, the old one.
Wait, something I just thought of.
Yeah, I know. How can he do that if his arm's fucked up?
No, something I just thought of. How is Thanos able to bring his entire army from the past? Like, okay, him coming I can understand, but he brought his entire army.
I don't know.
Either he called it from space, either he called the one in...
Comic book logic.
Yeah.
Comic book logic.
Comic book logic still needs to apply to its own internal logic.
Yeah. So, what Thanos does after he arrives, he, does what he does best.
Yeah,
he
just-
sits on his ass and do the work for it.
He's just sitting there menacingly.
Go, 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 go.
Okay, so anyways, Nebula convinces past Gamora to betray Thanos and kill her past self, which I think is weird, because if you kill yourself in the past, wouldn't you die too?
Well, this is...
I thought we weren't
this is a
operating
past-
off of that logic.
Well, this is a alternate dimension. This is an alternate reality past self. So it's actually pretty symbolic of how far Nebula has gone as a character. When we were introduced to her in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, she was dead set on killing the Guardians and her sister especially. In Guardians 2, she still held down to that grudge, but she later softened up and opened up a little bit. And we see her character progression go on and face her past self and see just how blinded by hate she was. And that must have been a very big eye-opening experience for her.
So-
Gamora's hands down, or not Gamora,
Nebula.
Nebula has hands down like the best arc in.
Yeah. So anyways, with that out of the way, the three Avengers, Tony, Cap, and Thor, fight Thanos, and Thanos gives like this epic speech saying, you thought you can undo your failure, but it led back to me, and what I'm going to do to your stubborn planet, I'm going to enjoy it, because I'm basically going to I'm going to new God this shit, where instead of erasing half the universe, I'm going to erase all of it and start anew.
Well, he basically says, I realize people always try and...
Overcome?
No, we'll always try and remake the old and not let go of the past, so I'm going to destroy the past completely.
So anyways, they fight, and this is what happens. Unfortunately, Thor has both his hammers.
He
And,
has Stormbreaker and Mjolnir.
Yeah, and then like he's getting his ass kicked, and you can see the hammer lift. And this is what I thought. Like at first, I didn't know this was a mental thing. I thought it was kind of like a magnetic thing, but no, it's a mental thing with the hammer. And I thought like, oh great, let me guess, Carol's gonna come in and she's gonna get the hammer. But nope, a captain does
Captain
get the
America
hammer.
gets it.
I
And
was
you
the
know
one that
who
screamed the loudest.
And you know who it was? Yep, it was Captain America, all right.
yeah.
I just said that.
I know, but you kind of ruined it. Oh, well, yeah, so Cap gets Mjolnir, and like...
And it was the hypest
Yep.
shit ever. Everyone was cheering. I was cheering the loudest. though.
Yeah, I was not expecting it at all, because when Mjolnir got destroyed in Ragnarok, I'm all, so much for Cap wielding Mjolnir.
Well, see, I wasn't expecting it simply because I thought that scene was Thor summoning Mjolnir back to him. Like I didn't realize it was someone else summoning it. I thought it was Thor after it got knocked away summoning it back to him.
I think Thor did try to summon it, but Thanos knocked it away and Cap caught it.
Yeah, I think he
That
kind of.
might work.
I think he kind of peed a little, Mark, after that happened.
No. I'm going to tell you what happened later. So anyways, Cap does wield Mjolnir, and he's actually better than Thor at it. So anyways, even though he's using the hammer, Thanos, basically what happens is that he destroys the shield. And there's a fan theory saying that the sword he uses is actually adamantium.
No, see, my theory is, like, Tony himself literally says, I made this for you. My theory is that shield wasn't actually vibranium.
Oh.
Because Tony himself literally says he made that one, so it's probably whatever insanely hard metal he could get his hand on.
Yep. So anyways, what happens is that, like, even though Cap is getting his ass beat, he still stands his ground. He still shields up. Yeah. But what happens is that you hear a voice saying, on your left. You see all
That was a great callback.
these-
This is fan service delivered in the most perfect way possible.
Because first Thanos' army comes, but then like you hear a voice say on your left, and then you see all these portals open up, like it's the Doctor Strange portals. And Black Panther comes out, and then he does his chant.
Basically, everybody shows up.
Yeah.
Everyone is here.
It's like Smash. So like they bring the
Oh my
Avengers
God.
back, the Guardians, even the Ravagers.
Spider-Man's back.
Yeah.
Kids were happy.
And then once that happens, Cap finally
Colors
says
leave
it.
to aspire a flame.
He finally says it after 4 fucking movies. And after being caught teasing Age of Ultron, he says, Avengers assemble. And I marked out hard.
Yeah, me too,
I
me
actually
too, me
peed a
too.
little. And then the music plays.
Yes.
So anyways.
And everyone gets their moment to shine.
Yep. Except for Hulk.
Except for Hulk. Everyone gets their moment to shine, though.
I don't think really Hawkeye does.
Yeah. And then, like, they're playing keep away from Thanos, but he destroys
Hawkeye
the time
got his
machine.
moment to shine when he was escaping from the monsters in the...
So, like, and one of the Chitauri looks like me.
Really?
Yeah. There's a gorilla Chitauri.
Oh.
So anyways, the Avengers are back, and then they have their moment to shine, but then there's that scene with all the female characters, like saying, "This is the future, everybody."
Well, I mean, the problem isn't the scene. The problem is that it feels
Forced.
because it's like you're telling me that these, what was it, like 8 characters somehow wind up in the exact same spot on the battlefield. And not only that, it doesn't feel interesting because almost none of them know each other.
Yeah. So anyways,
Yeah, I think the only one who was actually really that self-aware about the situation was Mantis, because you see her all confused, like,
she doesn't do a damn thing.
I'm just...
She's like, "I'll just stand here."
Okay, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah.
I even made another meme like when that battle scene was happening. Like Thanos is all like, "I have a warship. We have a Deus Ex Machina."
Yep.
Well, somebody pointed out, where the hell did Valkyrie get that Pegasus?
Yeah. So anyways, Carol comes and then she destroys Thanos' warship, but then Thanos destroys the time machine inside the van Ant-Man got out of, and then like Strange goes to Tony and goes like this, like points his finger like saying one, like this is the one chance. And I thought this movie was going to go from like a 9 to a 2. So here's what happens. Carol fights Thanos. She gets a hold of the gauntlet. Thanos is headbutting her, but she has a shield around her, like an energy shield. But then he gets the Power Stone, puts it on his other hand, and punches the shit out of her.
That was
Like, nope, no, bitch. This ain't about you.
And again, going back to what I said earlier, I think that's why there should have been an ending scene where she kind of says to Rhodey or one of the characters, like
Fury, maybe.
Yeah, Rhodey or Fury. Well, no, it'd have to be someone that she talked to in the room. So probably Rhodey or maybe Rocket. Like, yeah, okay, he was
Too much for me.
Well, not too much, but I underestimated him.
Yeah. And so, like,
I underestimated him and overestimated myself.
yeah, and so
Yeah.
like he basically knocks her out, and then he says, "I am inevitable." Snaps his fingers, the stones are gone.
No. After he knocked her out, that's when Strange pointed number
yeah,
one, and then Tony jumped on the gauntlet, and as soon as Thanos slapped him away, he's like, "I am inevitable."
And then nothing's there, and then nanomachine, son.
Yeah.
Yes, nanomachine.
And then Tony says, "Well, yeah, and I am Iron Man." He snaps his fingers, and Thanos and his army are gone, but at the price of a heavy cost.
Well, we kind of knew he was gonna.
He died.
I mean, anybody who follows the behind the scenes stuff kind of knew that something was gonna happen to Tony because his actor has wanted out for a while.
Yeah.
Like, he's wanted out as far back as
Iron Man 3?
I want to say Civil War.
Ooh, yeah.
So anyways, Tony dies, there's a funeral for him, and then Thor makes Valkyrie the new ruler of Asgard.
Good Lord. I mean, good Lord. That
Yeah.
before the funeral scene, when he left that holographic message, that really hit home. My sister cried. When he said, "I love you 3,000."
I know Anthony was crying. I saw Chris cry. Were you crying, Jersey?
a little bit on the inside.
No, you cried like a little bitch.
I teared up.
I didn't, but it was a very good scene.
Yeah, I didn't
It was a
cry
very touching
either.
scene.
Yeah,
But
it
was
takes a lot to
indeed
make you
sad.
tear up.
So anyways, he makes Thor goes to New Asgard. He makes Valkyrie the new ruler while he hangs out with the Guardians, while Quill tries to search for Gamora from the past. And then Cap, with the help of Hulk and Bucky and Falcon, he goes back to return the stones, but he doesn't come back, but Falcon sees him as an old man.
He comes back and he says, "Hey guys, I got laid."
What would have been better is if that was Stan Lee as
Yes.
old Cap.
Yes.
That should have been the cameo.
Yep. And so he says that he married Peggy, and he decides to let Falcon be the new Cap. But I feel like they're just doing that out of diversity. But you can see the hate in Bucky's eyes.
Well, here's the kind of problem and the counterpoint to the problem. The problem is that Falcon hasn't really done anything to show that he deserves it, but at the same time, neither has Bucky. Neither of them have had, like, that moment that shows, yes, you have the same moral strength and fortitude that that made Cap worthy to be Cap. None of them have had that big moment to show, yes, you absolutely deserve this mantle. So it's like, people are saying, well, Falcon doesn't. Well, neither does really Bucky. Neither of them kind of really deserve it.
And
Honestly.
how are you going to wield a shield while flying at the same time?
Well,
no, he does. He
yeah,
does
he
that
has-
in the
he has it in the
comics.
comics.
He does. He finds a way.
Yeah. So
it's
anyways,
too bad that comic book line sucks.
yeah. So the movie ends with Cap and Peggy dancing, but there's no end credit scene. Instead, you just hear Iron Man build his armor, as a reference to how he built the MCU, basically.
First, yeah.
Yeah. Also, there was this clip I saw that was recorded in the theater where they thought it was an after credit scene where it was taking place on the moon and people were freaking out, but it was just an advertisement for some cell phone or something. Yeah. If they showed that in the theater, I would have probably been pissed.
Brought to you by Verizon.
Yeah. Because everyone thought it was going to be Uatu or Stan Lee as Uatu.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about how the characters have evolved, starting with who I believe who got the least development, Hulk. So with Hulk, his movie is that he's a man on the run trying to control the beast within him, and then at the end of that movie, he's kind of like someone in control in the Avengers, and then in Avengers 2, it was about him being afraid to lose control. And he banishes himself, goes to Sakaar in Ragnarok. He basically is in control as the Hulk somewhat for over 2 years, where Banner has been absent. And then in Infinity War, he gets his ass kicked, is afraid to come out, and then at the end, he's now one with the monster.
Yeah, but again, a lot of that development happens off screen.
Yep.
It happens between movies.
Yeah.
The one movie where they could have done something, like you were saying, he banishes himself at the end of Ultron because he thinks he can't control the beast. I don't think they really explored that, even though they did have the setup of him, of Scarlet Witch forcing him to lose control.
Yeah.
I don't think Bruce ever really talks about that after it happens.
Anyways, I heard that there was an article I sent you about the Hulk. I still think Bill Bixby from the Lou Ferrigno TV show was the better Banner because he is the good Samaritan. He looks out for other people, and there are times where you don't want him to Hulk out because you're afraid he's going to hurt or kill someone. But there are times where you do want him to Hulk out when he's getting jumped by muggers. And with the Hulk as a character, he's basically like a child looking for love because even though he's strong physically, he's weak emotionally.
We should also discuss that, this Professor Hulk thing was probably done as a way to keep the Hulk without having to keep the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll probably get Mark Ruffalo to still do the voice. I don't know.
As much as they can, but if he declines to come back, all they have to do is find someone who can do a good imitation of the voice, and they're set. They no longer need an actor for the Hulk.
And with Hulk's current state, it's probably more likely that we will eventually get She-Hulk in the future.
I hope so, but unfortunately, with Hulk, the Russo said his damage is permanent. But someone said, who's to say that Strange can't fix his hand? Because, I'll get into the future later, but...
I mean, here's a question. As a Hulk fan, with the type of personality Hulk now has, do you want him done in more? Do you want this version of Hulk to now be...
like a professor?
To be the de facto when it comes to what's done with Hulk?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Because I still think Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes Hulk was the best Hulk. Even though that design, they kind of made him look like an emo.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically, if they use him more, this is our Hulk now. A Hulk who goes, I'm just not feeling it.
Hulk out.
Oh, God, I just thought...
where he does the dab?
No. I just thought of someone who could play this new version of Hulk. Nicolas Cage.
Oh, God.
Come on. Because I was doing the line, and I'm realizing, okay, I'm just not feeling it. I sound like Nick Cage right there.
Boy.
No, he would still want to play Ghost Rider.
Well, he did get to play Superman in the Teen Titans Go movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, that was just a reference to the
Tim Burton one.
Yeah,
anyways,
the canceled movie.
That would have been epic.
How about we move on to Hawkeye? Because Hawkeye in the Avengers movie was just basically mind controlled. We don't get enough character development until the second movie where we find out he's a family man.
I mean, here's another question. This is a Hawkeye that is, out of all of the Avengers, out of almost most of the characters, the farthest removed from his comic book counterpart. Not just in the costume, but in the personality. In the personality, Hawkeye is more of the snide, a little bit of an asshole.
Yeah, he's kind of like Oliver Queen.
Yeah, he's a lot like Star-Lord in the comics. But here he's very different. So it's like, I don't know, good, bad.
I mean, I know they didn't want to make him too much like Oliver Queen, so I don't know. I mean, I do like that he is a family man, though.
Which feels odd because it's like Hawkeye debuted in these way before Star-Lord did.
Yeah. So, is that it for Hawkeye?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
How about Black Widow?
Hawkeye should have sacrificed himself.
Yep. Because with Black Widow, like, yeah, she has a troubled past and everything, but I didn't like the relationship with her and Hulk. That was way too forced.
Part of me wonders if Scarlett Johansson wanted out.
Maybe.
Because she doesn't, out of all of them, she is the one who needs these movies the least.
Yeah.
Like, she's almost too big of a star for these movies.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
There was also something that could have been interesting to see in the movie. There was a deleted scene where in this movie, after the snap, 5 years later, we find that she opens up an orphanage for all the children who lost their parents during the snap.
Oh, that's nice.
And it would have showed a good character progression for her, because she's been trained to be this ultimate killer, and to make sure they maintain that unique trademark, they forcefully sterilized her. She cannot have children, so this would be like her second chance.
Clearly she's a monster because she can't have children.
Oh, God.
Anyways, so we got rid of the least developed. How about the most developed? Let's start with Thor. Because Thor in the first movie, he was like this pompous, arrogant, not so much like Jason Momoa's Aquaman, but he was like full of himself.
Basically
Thor-
like any other Norse god.
Well, Thor is another character who they deviated wildly, and that is down mainly to the actor. He wanted Thor to basically become...
Comedy?
Yeah, he wanted him to be a punchline. And it's like, Thor in the comics, he is very grandiose, and he is very bombastic, but Earth Mightiest Heroes, I think, does a pretty good version where the idea is he is just coming from a place... The best way I can describe Thor is the cartoony, stereotypical Texas character, where he comes from a place where everything is big, everything is grand, and so he's just
So he can't
kinda-
kill? I'll sell hammer and hammer accessories, I'll tell you what.
No.
Hammer, Loki, I'll tell you what, that brother ain't right.
No, I'm talking more like the Texan from The Simpsons.
Oh, the rich Texan?
Yeah, where the idea is Thor is very big, very bombastic, and he's used to living in a world where everything is big, everything is bombastic, everything is loud, and nothing is really kind of subtle and subdued. People are just like, they will just flat out say what they're feeling, what they want, where people kind of don't have a filter, and he's in this world where people are more subdued and closed.
Yeah.
All right, so with
But that's comic Thor.
Yeah.
This Thor is just a punchline.
But I do like how he kind of like loses a lot of stuff in this movie, like his mom, dad, brother, home, his hammer, and then he does kind of go in like a downward spiral, but he does redeem himself.
Yeah, and like I said, I do like that. I think it is a good character arc. I just kind of would have preferred him going kind of...
Namor like?
Yeah, more Namor Cuckoo Protective.
Yeah.
I think that just would have been... That would have been more visually interesting than effective.
No.
Opinions, Jersey?
For
Thor.
For Thor.
Thor? Yeah, I kind of understand from, like, where you're coming from, like, where you're going at, like, with the... how they could have handled Thor.
Because it's like, which is more interesting? A Thor that's sitting on his ass eating Cheetos, or a Thor who is completely whacked out of his mind, almost paranoid and seeing ghosts?
There was even one line where it shows, Thor saying like how he's not afraid of Thanos because he killed him. It's like you can see that kind of anxiety he has, and
like I would have liked that anxiety to be the entire character.
All right, so I guess we're done with Thor.
Yeah.
How about Cap? I think they nailed this Cap on the head. This is the best Cap. Because, I feel like he's always been worthy.
Yeah.
Because, I loved how, he goes from, protecting his country to, questioning the authority of his country to, fighting against said authority.
To saying, fuck the country, I'm going to go back in time and get some
pussy.
Some pussy, yeah.
Yeah. Problem is, Cap doesn't know the meaning of bros before hoes.
Yeah, because that's something people have pointed out. So let me get this straight. Cap goes back in time to be with Peggy and then just lets all of the bad shit that happens over the next 50 years happen without doing it. He lets Bucky stay a brainwashed agent. He lets Vietnam happen. He lets Ultron happen, Loki happen. All this other stuff happen.
Not only that,
Vietnam was still going to happen, though, regardless, I think.
Well, but he still could have done something to end it sooner.
Oh.
Jersey,
it's just,
do you have anything to say
he was
before
frozen
I
in
can
Vietnam.
put in my...
But no, that's the thing. He goes back in time, and so now he's around for everything that he missed.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But it's like as Professor Hulk said, which still is confusing. Changing the past does not change the future. And the second thing I had, because remember that scene in Captain America Civil War where Captain America makes out with Peggy's
Yeah, that was Peggy's niece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it turns out
Ding, 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 ding,
by the
ding, ding,
Russo
ding.
brothers confirmed that Captain America was the mysterious husband.
Yeah.
He truly does embody America.
Captain Alabama.
This is. You guys have gone too far. You guys have gone too far.
I mean, it's
shame.
It's not wrong.
For
though.
shame.
It's not wrong. And
Here's my big gripe about the way they ended Cap's character. Everything for Cap's character, from the first Avenger all the way to Infinity War, was absolutely great. It was Cap all the way. He's one of my favorite aspirational heroes. His ending, though, when you look back on everything that's gone on with him, it's his basic overall story arc was basically
moving on.
revolve around moving on from the past.
Because he said some people move on, we don't. Yeah.
That's something that Captain America had struggled and then eventually overcame, both in the comics and from what we've seen in the movie.
I mean,
he managed to find a place for himself in the new age. He managed to...
I mean, his character was done justice, but his overall arc was kind of confusing.
Just fuck this, I'm going back to when men were men.
And then
you know what? After you said that, I really cannot blame him.
Well, here's another problem. I mean, we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but we have apparently been getting very wildly conflicting reports on how the time travel works, both from the directors and the writers. So it's even the people who made this movie have no clue how the time travel works.
Yeah.
And if you have to explain, if you actually have to get up to people and explain, look, this is what I intended for the story, then I'm sorry, that is bad storytelling.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially if you've got different people coming out with different stories of how this works. That's even worse.
Different people coming out with different stories and having it be like the bookend to over 10 years worth of a saga.
I mean, this is why time travel in general is just so hard to do right. It's so easy to screw up. Time travel is the hardest thing to do well in fiction. You should never do it unless you are an absolute master.
Yeah.
Unless you're an absolute master or you consult an absolute master.
So let's talk about Tony.
Best character, hands down.
Yep.
Yeah. Best character arc.
Most
hands
development.
Down. Yep.
Best development.
Tony, let's face it. Captain America is the heart of the MCU, but Tony Stark is...
The soul?
No.
No.
The founding father?
Is the one who had kickstarted this
Yep.
universe.
Oh, hang on. I want to go back to Cap for 1 second. I just want to say one thing. Thinking about it, I just realized they could have easily fixed the Cap problem if they'd have just said, that his time travel device thing broke while he was in the past.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Like, all you have to do is, like, say either A, something went wrong and he had to overuse the Pym particles so that he was out in order, to do everything and couldn't get back because he ran out of Pym particles for some reason. Or something happened and the suit malfunctioned, and because he was in the past, there was no way to fix it.
Yeah. It would have been cool if, like, we actually got to see him interact with Red Skull.
Yeah.
Oh, when he's returning the Soul
Yeah.
Stone?
I heard the Russo said that there's no, like, money-back guarantee thing with that. Like, no return policy. So I wonder if Cap had to sacrifice something in order to turn it back or
No,
not.
because he just deposited it.
Oh. But that would have been a cool scene to see.
He paid back the loan but didn't get his deposit back.
Yeah. So anyways,
I'm actually amazed that Skull did not just, like, take the Soul Stone for himself.
yeah.
He couldn't. He had no one to sacrifice.
Yeah. Well, so with Tony, he did have the best arc. Like, he was a pompous, arrogant, asshole rich boy who ends up getting injured and makes a suit for himself, but decides he wants to protect people instead of creating weapons of mass destruction.
I'm Batman.
And then
Batman does not kill. Tony kills.
Yeah.
True.
That's because he kind of like
Well,
has...
wait.
Wait a second.
Batman does kill. Have you not seen Batman v Superman?
Not counting, you know it. That does not count, and you fucking know it.
Well, the less we talk about that movie, the better.
Yeah.
I hate that movie.
The less we talk about the current DC stuff, the better.
Yeah.
Well, they've done better. They've gotten better.
Anyways,
I don't.
Let's focus on
Are you
Marvel.
really going to look me in the eye and say that Shazam is better?
Better than Batman v Superman?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought you said. Weren't you the one who said I would rather sit through Captain Marvel a second time?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but I'd still rather sit through Shazam before I sit through BVS.
Yeah. So anyways, with Tony, like, he also finds out in the third movie that the clothes don't make the man. It's the man in the suit that counts.
Yeah, and that's something he teaches to Peter Parker.
Yeah. He becomes more of a father figure, and then he ends up becoming a father himself. And then he goes out like a hero at an Endgame. So he does have the best arc.
And he did have a really good proper send-off.
Well, I mean, we'll get to that later.
I kind of wonder if we're going to get interaction between Peter and Tony's daughter down the line.
I don't know. I mean, she's still kind of young.
No, that's not.
No, not that way. I'm talking like him kind of becoming almost a
brother?
A big brother, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, anyways, let me say what Anthony had to say. Let's see. I got to get into character, though.
He said, make sure Mark doesn't review the entire movie.
Hold on. Oh, man, that hurts my voice. Assuming Mark the way the time trying to recap the entire damn movie, my thoughts on it were like I'm guessing everyone else. It was good. I believe the emotional highs of it are much better than the ones in Infinity and Beyond, but I feel like Infinity War was put together a tad better. But it was great to see Cap finally go on his date and live the life he always deserved. I won't lie, I cried at that because the guy's been through so much because I'm a big old baby man.
Oh.
Okay, he didn't really say that. I don't know what was said about Factor, since it's a point of contention. My take is the man has been around for thousands of years, fighting in countless wars and knowing nothing but victory. The man had one shot to beat Thanos and failed, costing trillions of lives. He gained a hollow victory that gave him nothing.
Mark, you missed! He was 3 feet in front of you and you missed!
He gained a hollow victory that gave him nothing and then sunk into the lowest of lows. While the girl power moment did seem a little obnoxious, like, Hope, why are you there? I do think girls will dig it and probably had a big smile on their face, which is nice. After Spider-Man and Guardians 3, Marvel really has to try hard to reel me back because I kind of want to stop. Who knows? Maybe they'll have a thing or two to get me excited again. Though, if I was the Mouse King of Anaheim, I would just make Marvel cartoons and fix up the comics and reboot it all in like 7 or 12 years. Let other things breathe, for goodness sake. Tron 3 didn't happen because Disney didn't have any place to put it. Though I won't lie, if DC keeps getting weird and continues to do fun stuff like Shazam, I might be more excited about them. And if they make a Plastic Man movie, oh boy, I'm 12,000% with that. Also, hi Renee, I miss you every day. Get it. Did he at the end of the show? Dan, oh well, I gotta go sell my new book. More mongers, more problems. Peace. I'm so glad Renee wasn't in here. 'Cause he probably would have killed it.
Would he?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Okay, so, I mean, what else do we need to discuss?
Final ranking, verdict, and...
Well, I mean, what about Nebula? She has a pretty big character
Oh
thing
God,
throughout.
I wanted to talk about Nebula. It's like they had like 4 movies of
Okay,
her.
cut it!
No, fuck you. No. Come on, Jersey.
All right, go ahead.
I want to say, like, in just 4 movies, she had a better story arc than the Hulk.
Yeah.
That's saying
Aye.
something, you know. It's like in the first movie, you know, she's introduced as this sociopath.
Like a complete servant to Thanos.
Yeah, in the sense like that. So, and it was a time where, you know, we as an audience didn't get supervillains that were as investing. You know, by the time Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 came out, it's like they started becoming more fleshed out, and Nebula especially, just, you know, seeing the pain and you know, exploring you know, this kind of grief she's holding.
I mean,
Really
did Thanos actually create her as a cyborg?
No. She was originally fully organic, but like she says, every time she lost, he would
Implant more
he
parts?
would cut
Quote
off a part of her
unquote
body.
improve her.
Yeah. Yeah, even Anthony said that her butt's cybernetic too. Someone had a phone time booting that book.
I mean, I literally, like, when I first watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I cried at the scene where she's, you know, screamed out that she just wanted a sister, you know, to Gamora. It's, you know, that, you know, scene did hit me hard, you know, too.
Okay. So we're done with character development. What about final verdict and ranking? Like, would you say, like, I mean, I believe this was a good movie. Like, it was better than I thought it was going to be, but
And-
yeah, it had its gripes.
Infinity War, I feel, was a solid 9. This one is a solid 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give it a B+, you know, because of the confused plot.
There's a lot of really good fan service moments that I really love, and overall the story is solid, but I feel there are a decent amount of moments where stuff takes a backseat to just pushing the story in a direction it needs to go.
Mm-hmm. I even saw like Professor Geet's video, and he said that like Hulk, like his character arc was kind of like a way of like changing toxic masculinity or something like that.
Ugh.
Yeah. You sent me that clip though, right?
I know, I did.
Let's not discuss other
Okay.
people's thoughts.
Yeah. How about the MCU future thought and theories? So let's see. So the 8 movies that are coming out, let's see, are Eternals, Black Widow. It's going to be set in the past. Captain Marvel 2, Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2.
Don't forget Spider-Man.
No, he's Phase 3, end of Phase 3. Shang-Chi and 2 mystery movies. They said that...
I mean, but Spider-Man still isn't out yet.
Yeah.
So let's count it.
They think that the 7th and 8th movie is going to be Ant-Man 3, but what about Guardians 3? And then they said the final one's going to be New Avengers.
Well, there was also that supposedly leaked list that the last one is Avengers 4, and it'll come out right after Captain Marvel 2.
I don't like the sound of New Avengers.
Yeah.
I don't like the sound of New Avengers. That gives me a very, very high anxiety because we all know how
I believe
well received those comic lines turned out.
Yeah, I believe that it's fake, that list.
You mean that they're in the toilet and Marvel's probably going to can the comic book their comic book industry completely?
I still think that list is fake. I think that the next movie is going to be Fantastic Four. So let's talk about.
They also said that don't expect mutants until like the next 5 years.
Well, to be fair, you gotta really do a lot to set up the mutants. With the Fantastic Four, you can do them one and done.
Yeah. Well, I had a theory about.
Who could you get to replace Hugh Jackman though?
I'm the Claw Me.
Yeah, there is a petition where they want Danny DeVito as Wolverine.
Fuck that.
If he's going to be any character in the MCU, he should be Mole Man in Fantastic Four.
Mole
Yeah.
Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
he'd
Mole
actually
Man.
be able to do that really well.
Okay, Mole Man was good. I was going to say MODOK, but
That will work too. So, anyways, with the
just
Fantastic
his
Four,
big CGI head.
here's my theory on how they get introduced. You know the snap Hulk does that brings everybody back? What if that created a big cosmic radiation in outer space that like bombards them when they go into outer space?
But then, shouldn't that have happened during the Wakanda snap? Same type of blast. Or at least similar. One's a destruction blast, one's a creation blast.
Yeah. That is weird.
No, since it's a creation. No, since the second one's a creation blast, it would make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Because it is creating new something.
Yep.
And I'm 100% down with you on this, Brian. I would want the villain to be a Nihilus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Galactus is played out, and also, you shouldn't do Doom in the first movie.
Yeah.
Doom should be the next big bad
Yeah.
of the. Doom should be the next big bad that is built up over this next phase.
Yeah.
If this next phase is in fact successful, because, like I said, I'm having very little hope about it.
Here's my opinion. What if they did Kang the Conqueror? Because the whole time travel stuff?
Yeah, you could do Kang.
Where was Adam Warlock during all this?
In the cocoon?
Yeah, I mean, they tease that, and then they don't do anything with it.
Yeah. They might in Guardians 3.
Is that going to be a plot point that's just forgotten?
I don't know. I mean, like, there's a lot of characters that haven't, like, gotten development, like the leader, for example.
I don't even count the leader as a character in this universe.
Well, Kevin...
Because they barely count that Incredible Hulk movie as canon.
Yeah, Kevin Feige did say that he wants to develop characters that haven't been used at all or have been, like, extremely underdeveloped.
Kevin Feige also said Captain Marvel was the most popular character and most powerful person in the Marvel universe, and yet,
that was a load of
and yet
crap.
her comic book is tanking yet again after
Well-
the second issue. It dropped by 75%.
Yikes.
Well, let's not even talk about the comic. That line was just a load of bullcrap because in the end she doesn't do anything.
This is the ninth time she has failed in the last 6 years. Ninth.
Really, I didn't know it was that
Yikes.
much. I thought she was only on her 7th.
So, anyways, with
Oh, sorry.
not Captain Marvel, with Kevin Feige, he said that he wanted to develop Ross more and, like, maybe bring in other characters. Like, well, there was a rumor about a Thunderbolts movie, and they said that they wanted the leader to be the villain, but with the Thunderbolts, it's been like a consistent roster that's been changing. You've had Baron Zemo as the original leader, then in Civil War was Norman Osborn, then Luke Cage led them for a while.
Thunderbolts has a very revolving door.
Yeah, they're like the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But here's what I would do. Like, they even said they want to do Dark Avengers, so what if they do get Norman Osborn back? And here's what I would do with Norman Osborn. What if they bring him...
hang on. Here's the big problem. They have literally said...
already established villains from past movies.
No, they've literally said when it comes to Spider-Man, we want it to be as different. I don't remember the exact phrasing, but they basically said we do not want to retread past stuff. We want our Spider-Man to be as different as possible from the previous ones.
Yeah, true. But here's what I would do if they brought in Norman Osborn, if they did. He doesn't come out as the Green Goblin quite yet. You start him off as the Iron Patriot. And basically, he tries to be like the new Tony Stark, but he's tarnishing the name. You make him like this Lex Luthor type of figure. And basically, like, once he gets arrested, what if he's in prison and kind of like develops like this bipolar schizophrenia, kind of like Two-Face from the Batman animated series. And like he says, he keeps seeing like this demon or goblin, and then like that's how he becomes the Green Goblin.
I mean, I would like to see Norman done and done well, but again, I don't think they're going to do it because they don't want to do anything that was done in the past movies, which I kind of have a problem with because when you're refusing to do stuff just because it was done before, that feels very petty.
Yeah, but if he was...
I call it cowardly.
If he was in the MCU, you know who I would get? Either James Woods or Bryan Cranston as Norman Osborn.
Oh, Bryan Cranston would be a great Norman Osborn.
Yes.
Oh, yes, he would. Yes, he would.
Let's see. So, what other movies are coming out? Oh, yeah, Eternals. I don't know. I mean, like, if...
Nobody knows that one.
I've
Yeah.
never even heard of the Eternals.
I've heard of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Same here.
I know that Eternals exists.
Yeah,
That's
me
it.
too. But I heard they're getting big names for that movie, like Angelina Jolie and like The Rock is rumored to be in it.
Ain't AJ like 50 years old now?
Well, they probably know that they can't rely on name brand as much with Eternal, so they got to get big names. They got to go back to the standard Hollywood, because standard Hollywood model is you get a big name to headline a movie you're not sure of to make sure it succeeds. But the thing about comic book movies and anything that's an established product, you don't need big names because the product already has a name for itself.
Yeah. So with, I guess that's it for Eternals, because they're like unknown, basically.
Jersey, thoughts?
Huh. I mean,
you know nothing
I'm
of
pretty
Eternals?
I'm pretty much right now. I'm pretty much zoned out on like MCU movies, other than like Spider-Man: Far From Home. But it's like other than that, I'm not as.
After seeing the second trailer for Far From Home, I don't want to go. I'm still apprehensive.
Well, speaking of Far From Home, they said that they're introducing the multiverse concept, but that
was
was
way too soon.
I know, but they kind of explained that in Doctor Strange.
You do
like,
realize
man.
Mysterio's entire thing is he lies
Yeah.
about everything.
Uh-huh. But what if they do the whole thing with the Mandarin, like, it doesn't exist, but then, oh no, it exists. And speaking of, let's go to Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi in the comics is the son of the Mandarin in Secret Wars, the rebooted one. So they even said they're going to bring him back in the Ten Rings, but I wish they did an Iron Man 4. They can still do it even without Tony Stark. Like, what if Mandarin kidnaps Tony's daughter and then it's up to Rhodey and Pepper to save her? Or, like, what if he goes after Spider-Man because, like, he's the protege to Iron Man?
Ole, 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 ole.
But I feel like Shang-Chi works best, but how do you do that without the racist stereotypes? Because let's face it, the Mandarin in the comics was a racist stereotype. He was a yellow peril. Like, he represented communism, but then in the movie, he represented terrorism. And with the rings, they're not magic, they're alien tech, but most of them are just elementals. Like, fire, ice, electricity.
Electric, void.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And there's no way he can go up to Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is too OP, so Shang-Chi works better. And I had a plot idea for that movie. Like, what if Shang-Chi is trained by his father, the Mandarin, to be an assassin, and they want him to go after Stark Industries? Because the Mandarin's goal in life in the comics is to bring the world back to the Dark Ages.
Shang-Chi kind of confuses me.
Wait, that's the Mandarin's goal?
Yeah.
So he's Ra's al Ghul.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. Shang-Chi kind of confuses me in terms of giving him a movie simply because he doesn't have a costume. Like,
yeah.
He's
basically the Bruce Lee of Marvel.
Well, not only, like, he has no
I
costume.
thought Iron Fist was the Bruce Lee of Marvel.
Well, Shang-Chi looks a lot more like Bruce Lee.
Yeah, Shang-Chi is literally a Bruce Lee parody.
Yeah. Because Iron Fist isn't Asian, he's white.
Because, I mean, that's the thing. Iron Fist kind of fits that same niche, only Iron Fist actually has powers and a code name and a costume and a secret identity. Shang-Chi doesn't have any of that. He doesn't have a... His real name is Shang-Chi.
Yeah, and he doesn't have powers.
He doesn't have a costume. He doesn't have powers. He is literally just a normal dude with a pair of nunchucks.
Well, one of his powers is that he can copy himself, so he's basically Naruto.
Oh, I didn't know he had that power.
Yeah, I looked it up on Wikipedia.
Is that ever really used that much?
I don't know. But, you know what would be really cool to see? If we're getting the Mandarin,
because that's not even in the video games.
Oh.
Like, Marvel Future Fight, he doesn't have that in the games.
Oh, well. But you know what would be cool to see? If we're getting the real Mandarin, we got to get Fin Fang Foom. Because if we can get Smaug in The Hobbit, we can get Fin Fang Foom. And I guess that's it for Shang-Chi. So, Black Widow. I'll only be interested if the villain is Taskmaster.
Yes.
It confuses me to do a prequel movie after you killed the character off.
Yeah.
Yeah, just...
Also, I'm spitballing here, but with the whole multiverse thing, if it's real, what if they do bring Tony back, but it's not Robert Downey Jr.? What if it's a different actor?
Who would they get? Who would
I
they
want
find?
Leo DiCaprio.
Who?
Leonardo DiCaprio. You don't know who Leonardo DiCaprio
Great
is?
Gatsby.
No, I know who Leo. I know who Leo is.
He's got the right acting chops. I don't know if he can look the part.
I heard originally.
I don't know if he could look the part, and I don't know if he could has the right charisma.
He does. Great Gatsby.
Yeah. Originally,
The Great Gatsby sucked.
I didn't see it, but I read the book.
But it was a very similar type of character.
Yeah, so,
No, I hate the book, and even
I didn't really like it either.
I hate the book, and even when that Great Gatsby movie came out, I'm like, this. As much as I hate the book, this is a huge disgrace to the source material.
So, anyways,
I mean, come on, it's the 1920s. Why are you playing Daft Punk?
So, anyways, I heard originally for the MCU they wanted Tom Cruise as Tony. They dodged a bullet, big time. Yeah, because he's got a big ego.
I mean,
Tom Cruise has
literally
tiny body, big ego.
To be fair, that literally makes him the perfect actor to play Hal Jordan.
Yeah, but he's got too much of an ego, though.
He's got too much of an ego, and after what he did with The Mummy, no.
Well, no, here's the thing. The problem with The Mummy was that Tom Cruise, because of his giant ego, he strong-armed and took control of the production of that movie. If they were able to get Tom Cruise to do Green Lantern, but kept the control of the movie to the director and not to him, he could do a great job as Hal Jordan. Yeah. But you got to make sure that he's just playing the part and isn't in control of the entire dang movie.
Well, I think another character that can probably pull off Tony Stark would be what's his name? He's from The Walking Dead. He plays Negan. You know, Jersey.
Oh, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yep. He even looks like Tony Stark a bit.
I still have no idea how Negan made it into Tekken.
Popularity of the show, I guess.
I think he would have been better in Mortal Kombat. The deaths would have been more brutal.
Yeah. So let's see. Shang-Chi, Eternals, Black Widow, Captain Marvel 2. I'll only see it if they make the Skrulls bad guys.
Yes.
Because, here's how they can do it. What if there's a Skrull who blames Carol for leaving his family behind, and that Skrull grows up to be the Super Skrull? I'm
not seeing it, because the first one just wasn't interesting. It wasn't god-awful, but it was so boring.
I will be so...
It was a solid C. And Brie Larson's marketing did not help the movie at all.
I will be so pissed if they made Kamala Khan a Skrull instead of an Inhuman.
I mean, I could totally see them doing that, though, because, they're going to want to steer far away from the Inhumans after that thing bombed.
Yeah, unless they get reintroduced properly in the Fantastic Four.
Well, what's weird is that it's that's Hulkling's entire thing.
Yeah, he's a Skrull.
He's a Skrull.
Yeah, because, I heard that they also want to do Young Avengers, but I don't know about that.
Plus, that hasn't been established as a Skrull power.
Yeah.
Their powers have just been established as they can make themselves look like something, but they haven't been established as being able to do, that kind of matter shape-shifting like that.
Going back to Iron Man, I heard that they were working on a script for Ironheart. If they do that, they really need to change Riri Williams' character.
Oh, yeah, because she is a horrible
Definitely.
character.
Yeah, because I would rather see Amadeus Chow Hulk than Riri Williams.
Damn.
She is honestly kind of a little psychopath.
We're not even going to discuss how bad she is.
Yeah, go look up her origin.
Her origin is the dumbest origin for a superhero you will ever see.
Okay. So let's see.
We've seen Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
I haven't. I just saw the NC review.
Give him a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, give Howard the Duck a movie.
I heard he actually cameoed in Endgame when the Ravagers showed up. It was like a blink and miss it type of thing.
Oh, damn it.
I wanted to see him do some quack foo.
Yes.
Right. So anyways, with those four movies, the next one is Black Panther 2. How do you do that if you already used all his villains?
No, how do you do that after using all of his most popular villains?
Yeah, his only villains, basically. I mean, you could probably do White Wolf, but I remember there's a scene in Endgame where Okoye, the captain of the Dora Milaje, or whatever they're called.
Yeah, refers to Bucky as the White Wolf.
No, not just that, but during Endgame, she said that there was an earthquake happening in the ocean. So what if they bring in Namor as a villain?
If they
Namor
haven't
is
brought
a
him
villain?
in,
he's an anti-hero.
He's sometimes. I mean, Atlantis versus Wakanda would be really interesting, but I don't know. They already. We're how many movies in and they haven't brought him in, even though he's fairly big name. I don't know if they're ever going to do him.
I think his rights are similar to that of the Hulk.
I don't know what the hell is going on with his rights. I understand what's going on with the Hulk rights. I don't understand what's going on with the Namor rights.
Yeah. So we got what other movie? Oh yeah, Guardians 3. Like I heard that they're gonna keep Thor. Like Chris Hemsworth's still gonna stay on board, but I think he should be done.
Yeah.
He's just going to be the butt of the joke again.
Yeah.
What's the point? What's the point?
What would you do for Ant-Man 3? Who would the villain be in that? I want MODOK. Like, what if he used Pym particles to cure, like, a brain tumor, which works, but it enlarges his head?
Um,
Because if we could get Rocket, we could get a head in a floating chair.
Here's how you do MODOK and introduce AIM. You have that...
Well, AIM was already in Iron Man 3. Yeah, Killian.
Yeah.
Trying to remember. Oh, yeah. He was... Did he run AIM, or...
I think Killian ran AIM. He was trying to build that company during the New Year's Eve party, but Tony turned him down, and then he did it himself.
Well, if you want to put AIM back in, you have it that Pym, like, when he was looking for research money, went to AIM.
Yeah.
And he kind of, he unfortunately owes them. Like, you do kind of, since these movies kind of follow that heist mentality, you do this, you do kind of the, I owe money to these bad people, and now they want to break my kneecaps.
Yep. Well, but Pym is still an old man. Are you talking about Scott?
No, you do it that Pym got funding
okay.
from AIM at some point, and now
he's the one who needs to come to Scott.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and now they're looking to collect.
Okay. Let's see. Doctor Strange 2. Like, I feel like if the Hulk...
We already know they're going to do Mordo.
I heard it might be some guy named Nightmare.
Well, they could do both.
Yeah, but with Doctor...
Like have Strange and Mordo team up again?
But it would be cool if Hulk was in that movie, because Hulk can actually see astral spirits.
Well, no, because remember, Mordo is looking for a way to get rid of magic now.
Yeah, I know.
So you could have that he teams up with Nightmare, who has a similar goal.
So it would be cool if Hulk was in that movie, because he can see actual spirits like in the comics. And it would be cool to see like science and magic combined together with their help. And what if they formed the Illuminati, since Tony's dead, because like he was part of that in the comics?
You also don't have Reed yet.
Yeah, true.
Or Xavier.
Yeah. So I think that's it for the Phase 4 movies. So let's jump into those franchises. Here's how I would introduce the Fantastic Four. Like, I told you about the Hulk snap, but I want Ben. What if they made him a better Hulk than Hulk himself? Like, he can still be a lovable character, but he can still have those fits of rage, more like Raph from TMNT. Like, I can imagine Hulk being a lab assistant for Reed, and they're trying to cure him, and like, basically, here's how they get into a fight, him and Hulk. Like, basically...
You mean him and Thing? You want him so much to be the Hulk that you're now calling him the Hulk.
No, I meant him as in Ben.
Yeah, but you called him Hulk.
You called him Hulk.
I'm sorry. Anyways, so him...
Isn't that right, New Hulk?
So anyways, with Ben...
That's right, man.
So with Ben and Hulk, here's how they would fight. Like, let's say that they fail and try to curing him, and then Hulk says, it's not that bad, but then Ben says, yeah, you have it easy. You actually wanted to be this way. I didn't. You chose to stay this way. And you're an Avenger. People just look at me as a freak. And then he, like, tries to, like, calm him down, but, like, he, like, probably punches Hulk, and then, like, Hulk says, okay, gloves are off. But he doesn't go like full rage mode or world breaker. Like, he's still kind of like in control during the fight. But it would be cool to like...
Considering the personality... Here's the thing. Considering the personality they have given Ruffalo in this new Hulk, he would absolutely not fight. At best, you'd have him doing kind of... Similar to what, like, Dove from DC does when he fights, where he's just letting the other character punch while he dodges. This Hulk does not want to ever throw a punch anymore.
And the Hulk does not want to smash.
Well, anyways...
Then why have Hulk?
Yeah. I mean, unless that there's, like, a bigger threat, like Galactus, and, like, he convinces one of the heroes, okay, the only way I need to stop him is to go full World Breaker rage mode, basically.
Galactus, I'm sure we can solve this peacefully and just talk like gentlemen.
Here's the thing. I'm a Celestial. I need to eat. The only thing I can eat are planets. Your planet's rich with life. I'm hungry. That's the problem.
Oh,
Any
I tried,
questions?
guys.
Okay, so
I'm out of ideas.
with Hulk and Thane out of the way, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I do not want Sue to be like how Captain Marvel was portrayed.
Guess what? That's probably what we're going to get.
Yeah.
I hope not.
That's probably what we're going to get. And I don't want that either. I don't want that either, Mark. I really don't.
Here's the thing.
But the way
I could understand that if they actually play up the fact that Reed is an abusive asshole.
Yeah, because he is in the comics. You thought Hank was bad? Reed is worse.
Well, Hank's was just a result of
Reed was never
of bad art.
In the first line, Reed was not that abusive.
He's slapped her, I think, at least twice, and he's also slapped his kids.
Yeah, I've seen the panel.
What year did those comics come out?
I think like when he became abusive. I think 80s or 90s.
There you go.
No, some of them are from further back.
Ooh. Let's see.
I mean, one of them at least has an explanation, the menace thing that was going on.
Yeah.
But still, the way that's handled, it's literally handled. She's brainwashed, and he snaps her out of it by basically being a complete asshole to her, and then backhanding her and saying, "Shut up, woman."
Oh my god. So, is that? Oh, here's how I would introduce Doctor Doom in Latveria. Instead of Latveria being an existing country, what if it was actually Sokovia from Age of Ultron, where Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are from?
Basically, Sokovia
like
is...
he found Latveria over the rubble of Sokovia?
Or like, what if he was in Sokovia and witnessed the Avenger battle?
No. You have it that Sokovia used to be Latveria, and Doom lives there, and then after it was destroyed, he rebuilds it.
Yeah, like, here's how I would do it. I mean, like, you have it where, like,
Or he rebuilds it and renames it Latveria.
Yes, that's what I would do. So here's how I would do it. You have him witness the Battle of Avengers fighting Ultron, and he's inspired by Iron Man, which explains the suit. I mean, I know in the comics it was an inspiration of
Would he
death.
be a young man at that point?
Yes, he would be like a child, like inspired and awed by Iron Man, but like
I wouldn't go so far as child. I would go
like a teenager.
yeah,
Teenager or college student? Like fresh out of high school?
yeah. That's probably a good.
So,
age.
anyways, like he's in awe for that, and towards
Because then by then he's in he would be in his late 20s.
maybe. So like he's in awe by that, but like unfortunately his mother dies during the attacks, but he goes to college and finds out about the multiverse theory and tries to bring his mother from another world back, but it blows up in his face literally, and then he goes back to Sokovia, gets the suit of armor, overrules it, and renames it after his mother, Latveria.
Yeah, I mean, most of it makes sense. I guess the multiverse thing can kind of work as a substitution for him trying to literally bring her back from the dead.
Yeah.
And Reed would have.
But will Doom be square
What?
into the Spider-Verse?
Oh, you mean Kingpin?
You're describing Kingpin's plot.
Yeah, you're describing Kingpin's plot. His design in Into the Spider-Verse made him look like a cross between Gru from Despicable Me and the bodyguards from Triplets of Belleville.
Yeah, and like Anthony said, it's Giant Square Man.
Let's see. So I guess that's it for the Fantastic Four. How about the X-Men? Okay.
Well, I mean, one thing... Well, hold on. First thing we got to get out of the way is, what do we want the lineup to be? Because there's so many X-Men.
Yeah.
What do you make the lineup at the beginning?
How do you make the starting lineup?
Yeah.
I would say the original 5, but
X-Men Fantasy Football Edition.
I would say Wolverine is better off as on his own first, and then he joins the X-Men.
Yeah, bring him in later. Because we've already had more than enough.
I wish we saw him fight the Hulk, though.
So
but
we would
that's not gonna
have.
happen.
So we would have. Let's see.
You need Cyclops.
We'd have Xavier, Cyclops, Jean Grey,
Yeah,
Nightcrawler.
maybe.
You got to do something with Jean, because
Colossus.
she's got no personality.
Yeah, I think you could probably start off with the more diverse cast from the 70s, but not Wolverine quite yet.
What about Emma Frost?
Nah,
Maybe
not. Like, maybe after they destroy Dark Phoenix in this timeline.
You'd have to
then-
substitute her for Jean because they overlap so much.
Plus, I heard the Russo say that they might want to do X-Men and they want to give Cyclops more respect.
Please.
Good. Please. Everyone I hear talk about Cyclops, they talk mad shit about him. And I'm like, come on, guys.
So with...
Cyclops is basically Leo from TMNT.
Yeah.
He's the leader that kind of gets the group through everything, but there are times where he can kind of be an asshole.
Yeah.
I won't deny that.
I want there to be like a scene where like Wolverine actually explains that I may not agree with Scott a lot, but he's one of the few people I actually respect in this world. And if you tell him, and if you dare tell him that, I will kill you in your sleep.
Yeah. So with Cyclops, what if like he was like they make him? What if he was inspired by Captain America, which explains how he gets his leadership skills?
Well, even comic Cyclops is somewhat inspired by him because you got to remember that Captain America was in World War II.
Yeah.
And his dad was a fighter pilot before he retired.
Yeah.
So it's like he knows who Captain America is from old war stories.
This might sound controversial, but here's how I might introduce the X gene, the mutant gene. Okay, you know how some people say that vaccines cause autism? What if there was like vaccines that cause mutations?
No.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Honestly, it is far easier. Instead of the Snap being responsible for the Fantastic Four, it is far easier for the Snap to be responsible for the mutants.
Yeah, I saw a video about that.
Maybe I should not have said that.
Because all you literally
No, it's fine.
literally have to do is say, all these people were brought back, but because they were, brought back basically through magic, their DNA was kind of
Rewritten?
Rewritten, yeah.
And that would make the shock from families getting their loved ones back going, oh my God, you're back. And after like a few months, like, oh my God, what's going on?
You? What are you?
I feel like with the X-Men...
And that would hit really home with children who had been brought back from the dead, too.
Yeah, I feel like with the X-Men, instead of doing like superpowered threats right off the bat, they should do more political threats.
But then how do you explain Magneto's origin?
Maybe he can be like a villain in the second movie. Like,
well, no, you can still put in the World War II stuff. It's just he doesn't get his powers until after the Snap. And he just manages to get a handle on them very fast.
Yeah. So with the whole enemies of the X-Men, maybe they should do the more political enemies, like the Purifiers, the Friends of Humanity. Like, make it that way instead of like starting off with the superpowered threats quite yet. I mean, maybe do the Sentinels, because I'd rather see like them again, because like the Sentinels in Days of Future Past look like vacuum cleaners.
That's an odd way of describing them.
Yeah, the head from Last Stand looked more faithful.
Yeah. We didn't finish our lineup, so we've got Cyclops, we've got Jean.
Jersey, any opinions on the lineup?
Trying to look back. Did anyone mention Storm?
No, nobody mentioned Storm.
I think Storm would be good. Because here's the thing, you also got to think about how these characters are going to work off each other and what is their role. Like, okay, you got Cyclops, he's the leader. I think you need Beast, because
Unleash the Beast!
Because you need the tech guy and you need the guy that
Yeah.
Cyclops goes to when he's frustrated about
Yeah,
stuff.
basically he's the Donnie of the group.
Yeah. You need either Iceman, Kitty, or
Jubilee,
because you need that young, spirited
Maybe
character.
the Mikey character.
Yeah, you need the Mikey.
I
You
mean-
do need someone to cause some level of strife, someone who is a bit of an outlier. Obviously not Wolverine.
Colossus?
You know what? Colossus could actually substitute for the kid character because Mikey also serves as kind of the you could have the gentle giant character rather than the Joker.
Yeah.
So
But who would be the loose cannon other than Wolverine? Gambit?
Yeah, or you could have Nightcrawler as the Joker like they did in Evolution.
But I kind of like him as like the sensitive soul.
Yeah, he works best as a sensitive soul.
All right. So, what else with the X-Men? Should they do Onslaught?
Oh,
Because I mean, I want to see Sinister and Apocalypse again.
I'm not all that familiar with the X-Men, so
Onslaught is basically Xavier wiped Magneto's mind in an attempt to stop him once and for all. But by doing that full mind wipe, he ended up
creating an evil entity.
Well, he ended up kind of absorbing some of Magneto's personality, and it kind of unleashed his dark side that was more willing to go extreme.
So, I guess that's it for the movies. How about the Disney Plus series like Falcon and Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch and Vision, and
they really need
Loki.
to use that series as a chance to actually justify Falcon getting the shield.
yes.
Yeah. Because I know it's going to be them fighting over the shield, and what would you do with Scarlet Witch and Vision? I mean, like, with that, I heard that it's going to be set in the past.
You kind of have to. Vision's dead.
With
Yeah.
Loki, how do you do that? Is he going to be in an alternate timeline?
Probably.
Either
Which
that,
I
or
feel
it'll come
like-
back as it'll come back as a woman.
Which I feel like that might get confusing for general audience because you've got 3 series going on at the same time. One is set in the regular, normal, present timeline. One is set in the past, and one is set in an alternate timeline. It's going to get confusing.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. No, not quite yet. No,
Okay.
I said your laptop.
Oh. No, it's okay.
Oh, okay. All right. So, we can do the Loki thing being set in an alternate timeline, and I heard that Disney actually bought Hulu,
Yeah.
and they're gonna do like a Ghost Rider TV series.
Oh, I wish I could remember the Nostalgia Critic song now. I'm Nicolas Cage. I'm so full of rage. I'm Nicolas Cage.
But it's gonna be the Hispanic Ghost Rider, and
Robbie Rice?
Yeah, they might do like the Midnight Suns, like with Blade and all the other dark characters. I like to see Moon Knight.
Who do you get to do Moon Knight? Because his thing is weird in that he's got a
Yeah.
split personality.
So with the Hulu stuff, I heard that Universal, it was owned by Universal, but with Hulu, would they do something with the Hulk since Disney owns Hulu?
Maybe. There might not be as much of a rights issue then.
Yeah. Oh, I could see them do She-Hulk though.
Yeah.
Like either her or Red Hulk. They would be a great replacement for Mark Ruffalo.
Well, they better not botch up these Marvel movies in the future because their Disney remakes are not.
I'm worried about what they'll do with She-Hulk, though, because a big part of She-Hulk's
Yeah,
personality...
she's sexy.
Well, she's sexy and she knows it. Like, she
Yeah.
is not afraid to show off her body and,
So you're afraid that the higher ups in Hollywood will try and transform her into a more androgynous and conservative type of character?
Like Captain Marvel?
And subdued, because here's the whole thing. The whole thing is She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, was basically a bookworm who had, the librarian-type body and didn't think, basically kind of thought she was ugly. And then once she transforms into She-Hulk, when she gets that power, that, strong body, like she's more willing to be wild and be the kind of person she always wanted to be, like be more out there, more outgoing and fun-loving.
Also, with Loki, I think they said they wanted to make him into like an LGBTQ character.
Probably by having him transform into a woman,
Yeah.
which has happened before.
And I heard that they were going to say that there was a confirmed character already who's LGBTQ, but I think they already did. It's Valkyrie. She's bi.
When you get down to that road, nobody really cares. Only a very, very tiny and very vocal minority actually does care.
Here's the problem with the Loki thing. In the comics, that works because the Asgardians are just plain magic.
Yeah.
Here, they're basically just aliens.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? Oh yeah, with the Netflix shows, they're canceled, unfortunately. But I think Jessica Jones season 3 is going to come out, but I think after that it's done. But will they reboot those characters?
I don't know. Maybe.
I still have to catch up on those, especially Daredevil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm caught up on that one.
I mean, I saw the first 2 seasons, but I have yet to see the final season.
I haven't seen any of those shows.
Oh, it is fantastic. And I love what they've done with Kingpin. They make his character so mentally damaged. And the guy that plays him is Private Pile from Full Metal Jacket. What is your major malfunction, numbnuts? Yeah,
And don't forget the best character in those shows, Iron Fist.
Oh God. Yeah, that
Iron
show
Fist-
was the weakest. of
Iron
all.
Fist seems to work best when he's paired up with Luke Cage.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Because they both play on these exploitation movies.
Well, from
Kung
what
Fu and
From what I've heard, the
blaxploitation.
big problem is they don't make him committed to anything. Like, throughout the series, he's constantly going back and forth on what he's actually going to do with his life instead of him just having a direction and following through with it. He's got no commitment to anything.
Also, going back to Ghost Rider, in the comics, the Robbie Reyes one, he actually got his powers from like a possessed car. Yeah, it's comics. And
So Carrie?
Huh?
He got his powers from Carrie?
No, I think
No,
I think he got his powers from a demon that at the time was possessing a car.
yeah, something like that. And seeing as how he's Hispanic, it might as well be a lowrider, the car.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Might have been.
But in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he got his powers from Johnny Blaze. Like, Johnny
Yo,
Blaze
man.
transferred his powers to him.
Yo, Maggie, we going down to hell, man.
I cut you up so bad, you gonna wish I didn't cut you up so bad.
We gonna pick up some sexy demons.
I hope that with the Ghost Rider show, they introduce us to a more faithful-looking Blackheart and Mephisto. Unlike the Nicolas Cage versions.
You don't like emo Blackheart?
No.
No.
Because, like, we have a creature in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that looks like Blackheart, but it's not Blackheart.
Blackheart should look like what he did in MVC2.
I mean, that is still a really, really stupid name. No matter how you slice it, that is a stupid
Yeah,
name.
worse than Palm Striker.
It sounds like the name of a Care Bears villain.
Yeah.
Because didn't Nostalgia Critic say that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's see.
We had Cold Heart, No Heart,
Dark Heart.
Dark Heart, and Black Heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the whole like okay. So anyways, with the whole MCU, yeah, I mean like I do want to see X-Men and Fantastic Four, but the rest of the movies, I'm kind of worried. They really gotta do something to make me be interested in it again.
Same.
I'm wondering how long they can go. Like, if the movies do end up dropping in quality, I'm wondering how long they can coast on the insane amount of goodwill that they've built up. Because it takes a while for normal audience and fans to kind of go, okay, this has dropped in quality, I'm out. Like, that takes a while, and they've built up so much goodwill. They could coast for, I'm not sure how long.
Then again, Transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good example. But it took time, though. You know, it became absolute garbage at the second movie, and it took until the fifth movie for it to actually start failing.
Yeah.
So it took a long time.
I mean, with Marvel, I mean, like if the movies do tank, I mean, at least we have like some games to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to the second Spider-Man game.
Same here.
I'm looking forward to.
Oh God, the Spider-Man game is so good. I love it.
I'm looking forward to Ultimate Alliance 3 and the Avengers Project by Square Enix. And is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
The Spider-Man game is the best Spider-Man movie ever.
Well, okay. I guess there aren't any other movies to look forward to this year. Thanks again for listening to another episode of Crisis of Infinite Podcast. Until then, I'm Mark, your host.
I'm Brian.
Nope. I'm Nathaniel.
And I'm see? What the hell is that noise?
Those sirens.
I didn't know we had sirens in the city.
Neither did I. Renee, keep recording. We got to find out what's going on. Come on, guys.
Okay. Get that door. Get that door. Get that door. Oh my God.
Oh, man. Oh, this is worse than I thought.
Okay, all you people listening to this, the city has gone into absolute chaos. There's a huge traffic jam. People are running in panic. People are now getting out of their cars and running away. We have no idea what's going on here.
This is... What the hell?
Oh, shit, that's a military helicopter.
Man, please tell me that this is not a terrorist attack or anything, or if we're at war.
No.
Oh, man, seriously, what the hell is going on here?
My lord.
This is end times, man. This is freaking...
Oh, shit, what was that?
Mark, please tell us that was your stomach.
Nope.
But then what? Then what? What? I don't understand. What could it be?
I don't know, but it's
could it
getting
be?
closer.
Guys?
Yeah?
What? Over there! Over there!
Uh-huh.
Hold me.
Holy shit!